you know, like he's 46 now, and then like even me as his son, you know, like I love him, he's my dad, you know. But there's also concern there, you know, but I believe in him, and yeah, he's shown us that, you know, he stays in shape year round and all that, so it's like weight's not gonna be a problem, fitness not gonna be a problem.
Sugar Ray Leonard, a voice of quiet authority in the sport, offered a measured take on Manny Pacquiao's return to the ring. Without urging the Filipino legend to walk away, Leonard made it clear that stepping back into battle at this stage isn't just about belief, it's about reckoning with the brutal truth of aging in a violent sport. He acknowledged that confidence is essential, but so is awareness of the physical dangers a 46-year-old man faces in a sport that shows no mercy. Still, Leonard respected that this decision belongs to Pacquiao alone.
Manny, just any advice from him at all?
Just be healthy and do what you think you can do. It's a hard thing to answer.
Take that away from somebody. It's just, right, it's kind of taking it away from somebody. You kind of got to find out what's there, right?
Absolutely. You know, if you just have to believe in yourself, because if you don't, no one else will. And that's what my thing. It could be positive, it could be negative. That's life.
A champion knows when the fire still burns, and only he can choose to follow it. Pacquiao's son, Jim, sees the comeback in a different light. For him, it's not merely a fight, it's a thunderous declaration that the Pacquiao legacy remains alive and fearsome. Overflowing with pride, Jim likens his father's return to a brewing storm, warning that no opponent, not even the dangerous Mario Barrios, can match his father's speed, determination, and warrior spirit. This, he believes, is destiny unfolding.
Sense, you know, like he's 46 now, and then like even me as his son, you know, like I love him, he's my dad, you know. But there's also concern there, you know, but I believe in him, and yeah, he's shown us that, you know, he stays in shape year round and all that, so it's like weight's not gonna be a problem, fitness not gonna be a problem.
With Team Pacquiao fueled by passion and legacy, Jim sees the sport bracing for shockwaves, a legend reborn, charging back into battle. Terence Crawford, one of today's most dominant fighters, also weighed in. He didn't just tip his hat, he saluted. Calling Pacquiao an all-time great, Crawford emphasized that age won't dull the impact of what Manny's achieved. At 46, his legacy still shakes the sport to its core. This isn't nostalgia talking, this is respect from a reigning pound-for-pound king. Crawford's words weren't only about...
Do you think he's too old at 46 to fight Barrios?
I can't say if he's too old or not. You know, if he get in there and win, then...
The past. They were a warning that Pacquiao's greatness is still very much present. When someone of Crawford's caliber salutes you, the boxing world listens. This isn't a farewell tour, it's unfinished business. But Crawford also opened up about the frustration that lingers. For years, he chased a fight with Pacquiao, a bout that could have been a defining chapter in both their careers. He blames boxing politics for keeping it from happening. In Crawford's eyes, protective forces around Pacquiao prioritized image over challenge. Joe Rogan echoed that sentiment, lamenting what could have been one of the most electrifying battles in recent history. The proposed matchup, Crawford's youth and hunger versus Pacquiao's grit and legacy, was denied to fans. Instead of fireworks, the sport got silence. To this day, it remains a missed opportunity that haunts both fighters' stories. Rising star Rolando "Raleigh" Romero took a bold stance on Pacquiao's return. He didn't question the legend's place in history. In fact, he called it untouchable. Regardless of what happens against Barrios, Romero said, Pacquiao's name is etched in gold. But Romero also sees this moment as a chance.
Pacquiao.
Well, Barrios, do you think he beats Barrios?
Don't matter if he beats Barrios or not. Still Rolly Pacquiao. How many losses does Pacquiao have? Oh, that's another thing, bro. Pacquiao another one that don't give a about losses, and everyone keep tuning in for him, right? Bro, all that undefeated, that don't mean shit if you're not fighting nobody. Nobody gives a fuck about you.
Not to tear down a legend, but to elevate himself by facing one. He made it clear, he wants a shot at Manny. This isn't disrespect, it's ambition. Romero is chasing legacy the hard way, through the chaos and risk of fighting a man who has inspired generations. To him, a fight with Pacquiao is a path toward greatness. Not everyone sees the comeback through rose-colored lenses. Tim Bradley, a former Pacquiao rival and now a brutally honest analyst, pulled no punches in his assessment. To Bradley, this isn't about hunger or unfinished business. It's about money. He questioned the motives behind the comeback.
Fighter that comes back, especially from retirement, a guy like Manny Pacquiao, it definitely has to do with money. One. Two, I think Manny Pacquiao, I think his C game is a lot better than anybody, a lot of guys' A game, even with the age. But you have to take into account the last time he stepped foot in that ring, man, against Ugas. You know, he didn't look good. He was outmatched by, you know, a fighter, a younger fighter. Barrios is no slouch. Barrios is a young fighter, you know, bigger fighter, knows how to, you know, control distance very well, can punch a little bit. Like, he's no easy task for anybody in the welterweight division. And for Manny to come back after this long and to face a young guy like that is dangerous. And sometimes, you know, these old legends, they got to get beat up several times before they call it quits. You know, that Ugas fight, I don't know if it was enough for Pacquiao. That's why he's coming back. But Barrios, he can he can finish Pacquiao.
And issued a grim warning. Barrios isn't just a warm-up. He's a dangerous, young, hungry fighter, capable of ending a legendary career in brutal fashion. Bradley respects Pacquiao's heart and drive, but he's blunt. Youth now outshines even the deepest experience. The risk, Bradley says, isn't just physical, it's legacy-threatening. One mistake could erase decades of glory. This isn't a triumphant return, it's a gamble, one that could turn a revered icon into a cautionary tale. Trainer Greg Hackett echoed those concerns, delivering perhaps the harshest critique. To him, this comeback is a dangerous illusion. The Manny who once blazed through divisions with speed and fury no longer exists. Hackett believes that if this fight had taken place years ago, Barrios wouldn't stand a chance. But today...
But it's more of a good fight for Barrios. Pacquiao don't need it, but Pacquiao want to come back, and he want to come back with a bang, so, I mean, why not? If he could make it happen, make it happen. Because I would love, if Barrios was my fighter, I would love to have a Pacquiao on the record. I mean, I would love something like that. And that's a fight you know you got to get ready.
Joe Rogan's Manny's timing has dulled, his explosiveness faded. Hackett doesn't see this as a championship-caliber battle. He sees it as a calculated business move, cloaked in nostalgia and hero worship. And he fears the consequences. A bad loss wouldn't just hurt Manny physically, it could tarnish the myth he spent decades building. To Hackett, fans are mistaking spectacle for substance. He warns, this isn't mastery, it's marketing. The question now, he says, is chilling. Are we witnessing the return of a hero or the slow unraveling of a legend? Yet, amid the doubts and concerns, admiration still flows. Joe Rogan, never one to sugarcoat, is unwavering in his praise for Pacquiao. He calls Manny one of the greatest to ever step into the ring, a rare blend of power, speed, work ethic.
Talking about Pacquiao matching up with next.
He chasing the Mayweather.
Of course.
So
why not?
Right.
Floyd, come on. I know you love money. He was saying that he thinks Floyd's out of money already because he says Floyd spends so much money, he's probably already out of it.
Well, he spend money too. I think Pacquiao spend more money than Floyd on everybody else.
Oh, that's right, because he's got like 50 people that he just like has supported. Yeah, I mean he's an interesting guy, man, because he's so.
And humility. From rising out of poverty in the Philippines to becoming the only fighter to win world titles in 8 weight classes, Pacquiao's story is unlike any other. What Rogan admires most is Manny's ability to remain dangerous, even when fighting younger, stronger men. His discipline, his humility, his indomitable will. Rogan's appreciation is echoed by lightweight contender George Kambosos Jr., who credits Pacquiao with shaping his mental toughness. For fighters like Kambosos, Manny isn't just a hero, he's a blueprint. But Rogan doesn't shy away from criticism either. He believes the Pacquiao versus Mayweather super fight came too late, depriving fans of the peak action clash they truly deserved. It's a reminder that even the greatest careers aren't...
Yeah, I think that, it's a very contentious subject. Like, people moaning about Manny Pacquiao. I think Manny Pacquiao is still good enough to beat most fighters in the top 20 at 147 pounds. He's clearly not the fighter that he once was. You're not going to be at that age.
Free from what-ifs. In the end, Manny Pacquiao's comeback is more than just another fight. It's a collision of memory and reality, pride and peril. Legends don't fade quietly, but they do age. Whether this chapter adds to Pacquiao's myth or chips away at it remains to be seen. But one thing's certain, the world will be watching. As the boxing world braces for Manny Pacquiao's shocking return to the ring against Mario Barrios this July, the noise surrounding the comeback has grown deafening. Pundits, fighters, promoters, and fans are fiercely split. Some heralding the return of a living legend, others seeing a cautionary tale in the making. But amidst the chaos, one voice...
Pacquiao's finished. He's in it for the few quid now, a few pounds more, a few more dollars. Great fighter, legend himself. But he can never look in the mirror and say...
Cuts through with surgical clarity. Eddie Hearn, the sharp-tongued British promoter, isn't one for sentimental fluff. While others debate whether Pacquiao should hang up the gloves for good, Hearn makes it clear. Underestimate Manny at your own peril. He's not the wrecking ball of 2009, Hearn admits, but his fight IQ, speed, and experience still make him a nightmare for anyone in the top 20. He dismisses the notion that this is just a nostalgic victory lap. This isn't an exhibition. It's a real high-stakes war. But not all share that optimism. Enter Tyson Fury, the reigning WBC heavyweight champion, who doesn't just question Pacquiao's decision, he obliterates it. In Fury's view, this
time Mario Barrios is going to fight Manny Pacquiao in July. That's a tremendous fight. There's a final elimination taking place in North Africa, New Guinea with Chisoko. And there's just many interests in the...
Comeback isn't about courage or unfinished business. It's about fading glory. Manny doesn't have the speed, power, or stamina anymore, he says bluntly. This is reckless. He's risking a legacy that's already been sealed in gold. For Fury, this isn't the return of a legend. It's the slow, painful unmaking of one. While pundits argue in headlines and soundbites, Pacquiao is deep in the trenches in General Santos City. Far from a ceremonial training camp, what's unfolding in the Philippines is a war against time and doubt. Gone are the soft drills and showy media workouts. In their place, punishing mitt sessions, relentless road work, and the addition of kickboxers to simulate unpredictable, chaotic combat scenarios. Insiders say the goal is clear: reignite the explosiveness and reflexes that once terrorized opponents.
Versus Mario Barrios? Okay, if this was for a massive bag, I get it. But you're fighting for a non-pay-per-view event, so you're going to be fighting for free against a guy like Manny Pacquiao. Why? There are plenty of other fights to be making. But yet we're getting Manny Pacquiao and Mario Barrios. Is Manny Pacquiao even ready to fight in the ring? Why is he... I get he still loves the sport, but listen. You are an all-time great, a legend of the sport, a Hall of Famer. Why return? Why not just go pursue other things?
He's not treating this as a tribute fight, one source said. He's preparing like it's his first world title bout. Every jab, pivot, and feint is crafted with obsessive precision. At 46, Pacquiao knows power won't be enough. The edge lies in timing, grit, and guile. And it's not just his camp that believes. To the millions of Filipinos who followed his rise from poverty to global icon, this fight isn't just about boxing, it's about legacy, pride, and the impossible. From city streets to rural provinces, the country is buzzing with hope. Win or lose, Pacquiao's people will be in his corner, voices raised, hearts racing, clinging to the belief that when it comes to defying odds, no one does it better. The comeback was officially confirmed by WBC President Mauricio Suleiman, who called the announcement bold and electrifying. The WBC...
Well, at this time, Mario Barrios is going to fight Manny Pacquiao in July. That's a tremendous fight. It was released, PBC. Manny Pacquiao first title was the flyweight WBC, and he wants to retire as WBC champion, so he's fighting
has fully backed Pacquiao, confirming that he's medically cleared and licensed by the Nevada State Athletic Commission. Still, Suleiman didn't dodge the controversy. "There are doubts," he said, "but legends exist to challenge what we think is possible." The ripple effect of that announcement was immediate. Among those chiming in was UFC icon Daniel Cormier, whose opinion carries serious weight beyond the octagon. Surprisingly, Cormier threw his support behind Mario Barrios, not Pacquiao. "Don't treat Barrios like a stepping stone," he warned. "He's a legitimate threat, not a placeholder in someone else's legacy." Cormier's stance echoed through boxing forums and fight night podcasts, sparking fresh debates. Is this really a farewell fight? Or a trap for a legend past?
That comes back, especially from retirement, a guy like Manny Pacquiao, it definitely has to do with money, one. Two, I think Manny Pacquiao, I think his C game is a lot better than anybody, a lot of guys' A game, even with the age.
His prime. Eddie Hearn doubled down. Barrios is dangerous, but Manny has made a career of walking into danger and coming out with his hand raised. If you think he's done, you're not paying attention. The stakes couldn't be higher. This bout isn't just drawing attention, it's igniting a storm of predictions, hot takes, and heart-pounding anticipation. Not everyone is thrilled, though. Timothy Bradley, former Pacquiao opponent turned analyst, offered a brutal reality check. "This isn't about glory," he said. "It's a payday." For Bradley, the math is simple. Pacquiao's legacy is already secure. Risking it against a younger, sharper fighter after years away from the ring, that's not bravery. That's rolling the dice with everything he's built. Boxing doesn't care about what you've done. If you're slower, if your timing is off, it'll show you no mercy, he warned. Bradley's concern is personal and professional. He's seen what happens when legends chase one more night of magic and leave the ring broken. Still, he stops short of calling the comeback a mistake. Only Manny knows what's in his heart. But make no mistake, this is no easy fight. Barrios is in his prime. This is high risk, and the consequences are real. Despite the concerns, the camp around Pacquiao remains steadfast. They say the fire in him hasn't dimmed. It's sharpened. "He knows what's at stake," said one member. "This is legacy on the line, and he's ready for war." Whether Pacquiao shocks the world one last time or is dealt a harsh reminder of time's toll, one thing is certain: the world will be watching. This isn't just a fight, it's a reckoning.